Okay, so we did some deficit deadlifts today after our heavy deadlifts. We did these for back off sets for a little bit of volume, 3 sets of 6 reps. I was using 405 here. Typically, I like to do my deficit deadlifts without a belt. It's just a little bit more comfortable to get into that deeper squat position with no belt. And typically, I also use these, especially if I'm going to pull a lot of reps. I will do a double overhand grip with straps. I also prefer a flat shoe with these. A 2-inch deficit is good. More than that, and it kind of alters the mechanics too much, and it becomes actually a little bit dangerous. It can throw the bar forward to the midfoot, and at heavy weights, that's not really good on the back. So for most people, about a 2-inch deficit is good enough. We want to make sure that we are getting the hips down into the movement, and that we are not we're not letting the hips shoot up when we start the movement. Okay, a lot of people have a really bad habit of letting the deficit deadlift turn into a stiff-legged deadlift, because when they initiate the movement, they will shoot their hips up, and then it defeats the purpose of the movement. The purpose of the deficit deadlift is to get more quad into the movement, all right? We want to start from a kind of a deeper squat position and force the quads to work harder by increasing the range of motion and having to pull the bar further off of the floor, okay? And then the theory behind it is, obviously, when you go back to pulling a regular deadlift off the floor, it feels much easier because the range of motion is shorter. But we don't want to turn these into a stiff-legged deadlift that's all basically hamstring and low back. This is an exercise to work the quads. So we want to make sure that we use a heavy weight. These are good exercises to use a heavy weight on, but we want to make sure that our form is correct, and that we don't get so heavy that our form falls apart. We want to make sure that we are using our legs to break it off the ground. And typically, I like to train these in like the 3 to 6 rep range. But they can be taken heavier. You can also supplant the regular heavy deadlift and do the deficit on a max effort day, and pull 1 RMs, heavy doubles, that sort of thing. But typically, I like to use a deficit deadlift for reps to try to build up the legs. I will especially do a lot of deficit deadlifts if I'm not going to be squatting heavy in a workout.